What is good, everybody? Is Big Game James and my homegirl Stargazer. We're back for the Big Star Show. We back in the building. You know what it
What's up?
is. We excited. We trying to end it tonight. I don't want no game six, Star. I don't want no game six.
I don't either. I don't either, big. I'm just hoping Kyrie, you show up today and Jason Kidd have these guys ready. Cause I'm like, kid, you don't want to fuel life back into Minnesota.
Exactly.
Like that's just not a team that you want to fuel life, especially the way Ant runs his mouth. Like you just don't want to fuel life back into that team. And of course, call
Totally.
me superstitious because maybe because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but we tend to make history the wrong freaking way. Now I know the Mavericks don't do that in the Rangers and the Stars, but the freaking Cowboys do. So it just I don't feel good, I don't feel great about oh
That's
yeah,
why.
let's
That's
just
why. That's why I F with you, Star. That's why I F's with you. I F's with you because that's why I always got your back when you was talking with them Mavs to everybody, and you was like, I don't care. Y'all be on that other stuff. I don't care. I was like, go
yeah,
Star, go. I got your back. Like I'm gonna like your comment, and if anybody jump in there, I'm gonna jump right behind you. I got you
yep,
because I feel the same way, Star. I don't trust these Cowboys. Don't come to the games. I don't trust. I just feel like it's a voodoo, hoodoo.
yeah.
And when we
It's
jumped
just
up 3-0, everybody like, oh, y'all gonna sweep them. I'm like, no, don't say that about us. Don't say nothing
exactly. Don't
because
say exactly.
and when I hear there has never ever been a team come back
Exactly.
from 0-3
Over,
ever.
over and
I'm like,
over. They
oh
keep
my
saying it.
God, shut up, please, no. And the other thing that you said, Star, that was key to me was how you said about Ant. He runs his mouth. So his
Oh,
mouth is going to get louder and louder every
louder.
time they get a victory. And that's going to give that team more confidence. The media, oh, look, Minnesota, we said sweep. Nah, we think Minnesota going to come back and make
They're
history.
gonna come back.
That's, bro, we got to end it because I'm nervous.
Yeah. We need to end it tonight. We need to end it tonight. I
We
don't
need to
really
end
want
it
to play
tonight.
any. I just don't want to play any games with these guys. Like I
No.
really don't. And
Uh,
it's like we're already the Boston Celtics. They just sitting at home, getting rejuvenated, getting fresh, and it's like I don't want we can't like it's setting us up for failure if we really do have to push it to game 6 and 7. Like we
yes,
already have
yes.
injuries and all of that type of stuff. Like then we're gonna be going in playing a fresh team who haven't played basketball 2 to 3 weeks. Like I just don't want that. So I really hope Jason Kidd got the team focused. I do think we lost that last game. One bad juju. I don't care nobody
Hmm.
say.
Yep,
I
I
knew as
agree
soon
with
as
you.
Micah showed up in that matchup.
Yep. Yep, I agree. I agree 100%.
I know as soon as he showed up, I
I
said
agree
we
100%. We losing. As soon as I seen the
we
Star, I didn't even see him at the game. When I was looking at Twitter and I seen him, somebody posted him. I said, "Oh damn, that's why we gonna lose." That was my first thought. That's why we losing.
I
That's
knew.
why we
I was like,
losing.
I knew it. And people like, come on, be real. And I'm like, listen. It's a such thing as energy. And they
It
kept the
is.
basket. The energy was off. We just didn't come in with the right energy. I'm like, I wonder why. It's like, listen. I don't want them respectfully. Love Micah, Diggs, and all the Cowboys players. I don't want y'all courtside at another game. I do not. Please do not come courtside at another game. Um. Oh. Big got kicked out. Can y'all still hear me? Gotta see what happened to Big. Big, where'd you go? But anyways, guys, like hopefully Big jump. Okay, here you go. He jumped back in. Okay, but
Bottom now. I'm on the Wi-Fi. Sorry, I got high Wi-Fi, but it just be acting up. But hey, it's all good. It's all
it's
good.
all
It's
good.
all good. But I totally agree with you, Star. I'm
Uh-oh. Big froze. Big froze. He got kicked again. Anyway, how y'all doing tonight? What's up? To do some shout outs. Timo, Rev, Matt, my guy Matt, Eastside. What's up, guys? Glad to see y'all in the chat tonight.
Yes, it's good to see you on the track. Sorry, I'm sorry, but like the Star says, we can't play around with these guys. Like we can't
Yeah, we
play
can't.
around with these guys. Like get rid of them. Don't
Get
play
rid of
around with them because it's this thing is real. We like you said, Dallas is always on the wrong side of history, Star. And when they said no team has ever came back from 0-3 in I said, "Oh God, shut up! You stop saying that. Don't say that ever because we're always on the wrong side of history. And as soon as somebody says, "Oh, this has never happened," it's always happens with
happening
Dallas.
with Dallas. We always the one. So it's like, please, God, like I'm just hoping we got Lively back. It's like let's just play our game and let's get out of here. Let's get out of
Mm-hmm.
here because we don't need to. We don't need to push this to game 6 or 7. We need to get
Mm-mm.
out of here. We need to get out of here.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
hopefully we're prepared to get the hell out.
Yeah,
Get the hell
because
out of here.
get the hell out of there and don't, like I said, if they win tonight, you know how much Ant is going to be talking. He said,
Well,
I told y'all we was
exactly.
going to come back.
Exactly.
I don't want it.
He runs his
Maz,
mouth. Yeah, yeah. I can't do it. Like it's like just stop running your mouth, Kyrie. I'm glad he didn't post no bulletin board material today and saying
hmm
all this stuff. It's like just stay humble. Don't be cocky. Like we don't need to
hmm
be cocky. Like keep it focused, one game at a time. Which they say that, but then it always happens where it's like if you was really seeing it as one game at a time, you wouldn't have lost. You was at home. We was pretty much in control of that game, but all of a sudden, Cat just started shooting threes, like, and Kyrie wasn't clutch. All of a sudden, in the fourth quarter, he's been clutching the fourth quarter his whole career, and he was 14-0 in closeout games. But of course, with us, all of a sudden he don't know how to close out. So it's just like
exactly.
this is what I'm
Like,
talking about.
we'd like Kyrie. You don't know about the bad juju Dallas been dealing with. Don't play them games. We got to end stuff. We ain't got time to play games with none of these. You feel me?
Yeah,
But the
really
good
don't.
thing about it is Lively was clear to play tonight. I
Yeah,
hope he's good
that's great.
because I'm worried. But they said he's cleared. I hope we get that good energy because we need him. We need
Yeah, we need
him.
them bad.
We need him bad. Like he is. Like he. We need him, and we
Yeah,
definitely need him
Gafford
for
has shown
themselves.
up, so I don't want to say this like
You're
crapping
right.
on Gafford because
But
Gafford's been
this,
playing
but
very
Lively
well.
is different.
He's
Lively is
different.
different. He's
Yeah,
different,
he is
and we
different.
all
He
know
is
it.
different. Yeah, we know it. We know it. He's different. So
But all right,
hopefully,
but hopefully we get it. I know me and you gonna be on Twitter, jumping on back and forth, talking crazy on Twitter. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. But let's get
yeah,
with these Cowboys. Let's talk with these Cowboys right now.
yep,
Obviously,
yep, yep.
OTAs are going on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some news came out today, and I want to ask your opinion about it. Micah
Uh-huh.
Parsons missing the second week of OTAs. Mike McCarthy
Yeah,
says that's a missed opportunity. What's your thoughts,
yep.
Star?
He did say Mike. Yeah, Mike sounds very frustrated. I think that and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't watch the presser yet. I only saw the quotes on Twitter, so I'm like, I don't know if Mike seemed like he's upset, or if it just sounded from the words that like he's kind of upset because he was also being kind of snippy and talking about, I don't need to, I'm not doing an attendance report and all of this stuff. Like when Mike gets that, he clearly is pissed off at something. Now,
Hmm.
technically, I'll say this: I do think Micah deserves to get his money, and I do think when he saw Devontae Smith, and then now you see Jalen Waddle get paid. Those guys are not 3-time All Pros. So when you have Micah is looking like, what the hell else do I have to prove? Like I don't have anything to prove. I'm arguably top 2, top 3 defensive player in the league. Why do I have to wait? Why are y'all telling me wait like I'm just some guy that y'all still got to see more from me? I'm really not understanding. Now, I, with Mike, I think you should more so be mad at the front office than Micah, but I can see both sides. I understand Mike because I did point this out weeks ago when Micah was in Japan with CJ Stroud. I said, listen, I don't personally have a problem with it because I know Micah, like he's kind of becoming like a global like ambassador for the league, and he's also trying to build his personal brand and his money. And I respect the players for that because they have to, because the NFL is not for long. You know what I'm saying? Like you devote all your time to this team, and then you'll be left with nothing. We've seen plenty of players like that who they in the league and then they out the league and then they're in jail and then they're on drugs and there's all this other stuff. So I understand what Mike is doing, but at the same time, I said, I don't know if you're away, how can you still be building this relationship and camaraderie with the young guys? And when I put that on Twitter, then of course Wanye is like, oh, stop trying to make Micah seem like a bad leader. And I'm like, I'm not trying to make Micah seem like a bad leader, but I'm gonna always bring up and talk about things that I think could possibly be detrimental. Now, of course, many people are like, it's just voluntary. It's fine. It's voluntary. So I said, okay, it's voluntary. Like, it's cool. It's whatever. But now, he was away last week and he said, yeah, according to Jane Slater, she said Michael told her he was going to be at OTAs. And I think he just participated in like meetings and stuff. But again, you're not building that camaraderie. And then I thought, well, shout out to Boss, because me and Boss talked yesterday, and I said, well, Boss, maybe he's doing the behind scenes stuff. Like maybe he is inviting the young guys, like come to the house, let's watch film and stuff. But then Boss was like, well, Star, the players have not said it. He was like, you think if Micah was reaching out to Marist and Nealon, that they wouldn't say, oh yeah, Micah hit me up. Like he's like, they would have said like, no, Micah's been hitting us up. He welcomed us, So I am a little bit worried because what's up, David? Glad to see you, buddy. I am a little bit worried because I'm like, Michael, you and CD said y'all were gonna be the leaders. Y'all were gonna be the vocal leaders. Y'all was gonna take a step forward. This is not looking great. That's all I'm gonna say. But I do want to continue to give Micah the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, let's wait till this season happens. But Mike McCarthy did point out a point. He said, you are missing. What's up, Sadiqa? Glad to see you, sister. But he said, Micah is missing that time. And Mike said he does have a lot to catch up on. He said Micah's in great shape, but he said it's a new system. So he has a lot to catch up on. So I'm like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying not to be, I don't want to be too hard on Micah because I do get the big picture. But at the same time, it's like, Micah, I just hope you follow through and you do, and you say that you're going to be what you said you were going to be. Because I am going to, him and CD, I'm going to hold them to the fire this year because they're the ones who said it. We didn't put that on them. They said that they were going to do this. So I'm going to hold his feet to the fire. But that's how I feel about it.
You know what? I'm a 100% back you on that, Star. For the simple fact that, Tyrell Church said I'm gonna sound like Big Game James. My Parsons ain't no damn leader. Okay. Well, we had the show last night, and Mike White went ham on Micah, and and he was saying the same exact things that you were saying, Star, and I was agreeing with him because here's the thing. Like you said, we get it. OTAs, it's voluntary. We know these players is voluntary. But the thing that Mike brought up to me, and I heard it when he was like, if you had a Tyron Smith or you had a Zach Morton, they don't need to be at OTAs. They've been 10 years in the league, 12 years. You don't need to be at OTAs, okay?
Yeah.
You done established yourself. Micah, you like 4 years. You ain't been in the league 10 years or anything like that. So you, even if you don't train, just you being there around the guys is huge. Okay.
It's very important. Yeah.
It's huge. So, and we were talking about like in high school, if you were a freshman on, trying to make the team, or you were a sophomore, and you seen them seniors out there that didn't have to be there, and them seniors were showing up, lifting, working out, going hard, teaching you, talking to you. You gonna tell me you ain't gonna be like, hey, I can't be the one that's the weak link. I can't be the guy that's not bringing it.
Right.
Look at these seniors; they don't gotta be here, and they're here. That's making me work harder because they're showing the leadership of how it's supposed to be in this program. And that's what we're
Right.
talking about. Because Dak can sit it. Dak don't gotta go to OTAs.
He
Dak
don't.
don't gotta go to OTAs.
He don't at
And
all.
Dak is there teaching the young players. And he even
Day
said,
one.
I understand what CD Lamb, I understand what CD's doing, but guess what? I don't not want him to be here, but okay, I can teach these young players what's going on. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now the defense is different because you got Mike and you got what's his name? The other offensive coordinator. What's his name?
Schottenheimer, Brian Schottenheimer.
Schottenheimer. So you got both of those guys that are coming back year two. You get what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
established. This defense is different. You don't
It's
have Dan
different.
Quinn there now. You have Mike Zimmer. And Mike Zimmer is different than Dan Quinn because see, Dan Quinn let you slack. My
Yep.
opinion, just my opinion. Dan Quinn
Yeah,
let
he
you do
did.
what you wanted to do.
He
Dan
did. That
Quinn
was his
didn't
best
hold you
friend.
to
His
the
own.
fire. You feel
Yeah, he
me?
did not.
That's why you
Right.
loved him so much because he
Mm-hmm.
maybe this is just my opinion. He maybe not didn't hold you to the fire. Mike Zimmer, Grandpa Zimmer is different. Grandpa don't care about that. Grandpa
Right.
gonna be on your ass, and Grandpa expects you to be here. And here's the thing: how are you not gonna be here when you got a whole different new defense? You got new players, linebacker and
Players.
Kendricks. You got young players in Rogers. You got young players in Carson. You got young players in Marshawn Nealon. That's a big impactful thing if you're there. You're
Yeah.
showing leadership to them young guys already. And if you're
Right.
missing 2 weeks for what? What are you missing for?
Right.
I'm
Like,
curious.
what are you?
What
Yeah.
is so important that you can't even show your face there? And Zimmer needs you there right now. And so,
He
just
does.
like you said, Star, I watched that podcast where CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons said, we need to be better leaders.
Yep.
We need to step our game up. We need to stop
Yep.
talking about it and we need to do it. Well, y'all talked
Mhm.
all that after the Green Bay game. And now here's the point to show your leadership. I understand CeeDee Lamb, but Micah, they already hit you with your option.
Right.
So
You already have
you
a fifth
know
year option.
you already got some money coming to you. So there ain't no
Right. That's
reason for you to be
guaranteed.
sitting down.
Right. Right. Because if that money is guaranteed, it comes right out of the cap. So it's like, Micah, and again, I get it. I get both sides. I think
I
rightfully
I
so. He
agree.
deserves to be paid, and I see his point of view. But at the same time, Micah, we
You
we
play for the
need you
Dallas
there.
Cowboys.
Right. We need you there. And the issue is that, these young guys, the longer you're not there, somebody is there leading them.
hmm
Somebody is
hmm
there leading them. And, I think that it's gonna be hard, Micah, if you get to camp and then you telling them, let's go run, let's do this. They're gonna be like,
Where was
shut
you
up.
at?
You know what I'm
Where was
like?
you
Where
at?
was
Yeah.
you at? Like, they're not gonna listen to you. They're gonna be listening to Eric Kendricks. They're gonna be listening to D Law and Jordan Lewis and the rest of the guys that are there because you're not there. You're not
You're the
there. And
leader of the defense that you said you were, but you missed 2 weeks of OTA. And like we saying, Star, I totally we know you want to get paid. I'm with you getting paid. You definitely should get paid. I'm not against that. But you play for the Dallas Cowboys, Micah, and don't act like you don't know what goes on with these Dallas Cowboys. You see how they're
yeah,
doing Dak. You see how they do
yeah,
these other players. So don't act like you don't know what they're going to do. They're not going to sign you before these other people's
these
because
other guys,
they're not going to set trends. They're not going to set wrecking baking
right?
landmarks. They already say they don't do
Yeah,
that. So you should already know that's not going to happen. They're not going to
happen,
set the standard with you either. They can
right?
love you all they want, but they're not going to do that. That's not the Dallas Cowboys way. So my
Yeah,
thing is they exercise your 5th year option. You're getting that 21, 22 million. Eventually you
mm-hmm.
are going to get paid. And my thing is you don't got to be at the OTAs. I don't know how they work if you got to train or anything like that because it's voluntary, but just your
Yeah,
face and your presence being there works
it's important.
wonders for the team. It's
Yeah,
building the team and
mm-hmm.
everybody knows. You get what I'm saying? So
Yep,
um I just feel like it's an opportunity missed, like Mike said.
yep,
And I feel
yep.
like if you're trying to really Zimmer is different than Dan Quinn, and I think Micah knows that. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm looking at. Zimmer ain't playing with
Yeah.
you, Micah. And when you get
Right.
there, Zimmer gonna be on your ass.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, I think Zimmer is definitely going to challenge him, and you know, and Micah, I do believe Micah wants to be great. I mean, I know. And Micah is a good kid. You know, he stays out of trouble. He ain't doing
Yes.
nothing but
Yeah,
training
he
and
good kid.
doing
Good kid.
football camps across. Like, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't in no trouble or nothing like that.
Yep.
And I love that about Micah. You know, he's a family guy. He's got 2 kids. So it's like I love Micah and I respect Micah. And I think what he's doing off the field is amazing. I made a whole
Yep.
video about it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I do think that Micah, if you're saying you're gonna hold out for the contract, okay. But I need you stepping up with these young guys and other behind the scenes. I need you inviting them over, doing film watches. I need you because they should be, if you've been close to them, like Boss said, they should be mentioning your name, but they're not even mentioning you. It's almost like they don't know you. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's bad. You know, it's almost like they don't know who you are. You know, and if somebody don't know who you are, it's gonna be real hard to listen to you as an authoritative figure. So, Mike, if you're watching this, I just hope, bro, like, congratulations, president of Bleacher Report, all that stuff. That shit is amazing. Salute to that. But I also think like I'm just saying I'm a wait and see before I criticize Micah Disney. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see how this is going to go leading up to camp and also in season. Because I'm gonna hold his feet to the fire, and some people may not like it, but I am gonna hold his feet to the fire for sure.
I'm with
Because
you. I got
I'm
your
gonna hold
back.
you accountable. Right. Thank you, big. Because I'm just gonna hold him and CD. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said about tweet, I was like, CD is doing nothing but working out. Like CD's not traveling to Canada. He's not going here, going there. He's working out. He looks miserable in every workout video. Like I'd rather be training with my guys, but he knows he has to do this to get paid. Like CD is
Mm-hmm.
doing this because he knows I have to do this. I
Mm-hmm.
have to. If I don't, I will not get my money. So that's why CD's away. But Micah, I don't know. And then it's also like, Micah, you're the one who said, nobody forced you to, but you're the one who said, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with waiting. He's like, I know Dad got to get paid and CD got to get paid. So I'm cool waiting. I'm chilling. So it's like, Michael, why you telling us one thing, then doing another? It's kind of making us believe as fans that you're a kind of a liar. And we don't want to start having that view of you like you're a liar. You just be running your mouth. You don't mean what you say. We don't like that. Like, stand on what you say what you mean and mean what you say. Especially, shout out to Boss too, because he did a whole show about like how it is here in Dallas. And it's like, Micah, people looking at you weird, dog, because you're kind of moving weird. You know what I'm saying? You're
Mm-hmm.
doing weird
Mm-hmm.
stuff that we don't really vibe with here, you know, in the city. Like, we do take rivalries very seriously. It's serious to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up high school here. We knew. I went to Duncanville High School. We knew when we played Cedar Hill or we played DeSoto, we knew it was going to be fights, it's going to be shooting. That's how serious we took those rivalries and games. So I think it's important, Micah, that you know the culture. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Micah, he's coming from I think Pennsylvania, I think is where he's from. You're coming from Pennsylvania, and y'all do stuff differently over there. It may be we don't care that much about rivalries, but I'm like, that's not how it is here. And our
Mm-hmm.
issue is, Michael, we see in sports and we see that other team as the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So we just want Micah just move a little bit better and different. And I get Michael's young, and he's like, I don't give it. You know, he's a young guy. He don't care. But that's the problem with the Gen Zers. I love the Gen Zers because they're passionate. They want truth, but they also don't like wisdom. You know what I'm saying? They also don't
They
want to
got all the
listen.
answers. They got all
Right.
the
They got
answers,
all
and you
the
can't
answers.
tell them
And
nothing. You can't
you
tell
can't
them
tell
nothing.
them nothing. And that's the problem because they think they know everything. And it's like, Micah, you do have to watch how you move because you don't want to lose the fan base. People always say, I don't give a F about the fan base. Well, you are only who you are because of the fans.
Yeah.
Like, you're Micah Parsons because we praise you and held you up as Micah Parsons. Like, that's the only reason why you are who you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't just be F the fans. I don't give a F, I do what I want. Like, okay, but if you don't have fan support, then that gives the front office MO to be like, all right, well, the fans don't give a F about you. So bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where you don't want to get. You don't want to get in that crossroads. Especially if Micah say he a true Cowboys fan and he wants to be a Cowboy. You really don't want to get into the crossroads of F the fans. I don't care what they think, you know? That's just my
Yeah,
opinion. But
I feel you on that because just like bosses in here, it's serious in Dallas. We take that stuff very serious, and I feel you, Matt. It might be serious over there too, and I definitely agree with that. But it's serious
yeah,
over
no
here with
disrespect,
Dallas.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I'm
very
saying? It's real serious. It's real serious over here in Dallas. So when you come over in them Dallas Mavericks games and we know you ain't really on that, we take that personal. We don't be
exactly.
playing that game. When we
No,
see
we
you
don't do
coming
that.
in some Luca gear, and we like, hold up, dog. We see you in Philly and all that other stuff. Now we ain't playing that type of game. Guess what? They traded Grant Williams because Grant Williams was talking that Philadelphia. I don't care about Cowboys. I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan. Bump Dallas.
Hell no.
Guess what? A month
Bye.
later, you was traded.
Yep. We just don't play that here. We just don't do that.
No,
We don't
go.
play the
If you
fool.
ain't if you
We
ain't
don't do the
riding on these
fake
cow
fans thing.
on Dallas, bye. You ain't gonna be in
Yeah.
here talking about Philly this, Philly that. No, you got to go. You got to trade. Bye.
We just don't do that. We don't do the fake. And that's the issue. I'm like, and I told TP, I told his brother, I said, listen, TP, your brother, with all due respect, he is a fake Mavs fan. He is not a
He
real Mavs fan.
is. You ain't never
He
seen
is
him kick
not,
it with Luca. You ain't
he
never
ain't no
seen him
Mavs
talk with
fan, dog.
Luca. He is not a Mavs fan. He don't like nothing Dallas Mavericks, nothing. And this ain't no
Right.
hate towards no Micah.
There's
But
no
we take
hate.
this serious over here. And if you
Very
ain't
serious.
riding with us, where are your Minnesota Timberwolves? Where are your Anthony
Exactly.
Edwards? Where
Go
all
on the
that?
other
I'm with
side.
that.
Go
I'm
on
with
the
that.
over.
Stay on the other side. Don't come on Dallas Maverick side. Stay on Minnesota. Kick it with Ant. I ain't tripping on you. Stay over there. I'm
Yeah.
cool. But don't you wear no Luka Doncic. Don't wear no Luka jersey. Don't wear no Dallas Mavericks hat. You brought bad juju. And people can get mad at it if they want to. I'm standing on it. I'm not moving away from it. Don't
10
come to
toes
game
down.
6. That's why I need the Mavericks to win because I
Win
don't want you
today.
coming to game 6 trying to get some
Right.
shoes from Anthony Edwards and
And
they try to upset us. No.
right, right. And before the game, we see you dapping him up and taking pictures. Like, Micah, please, please. Like, I'm just saying, please, Micah, please. Like, that's all we asking. That's all we asking. Big, you there? You kind of froze, but
Hold on.
I can wait.
Can you
Okay,
hear me?
we can hear you, but just can't. Yeah, we can hear you. Your
I'm
picture's
sorry.
just frozen.
Okay, here we go. I'm
But
back.
yeah, guys, it's just different here in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You said, where is that same energy for the Joneses making these mediocre teams? Now, Tyreek,
We
you
have
know
that.
I
We
got
have
the
that
energy.
same.
No,
We have that energy for them Joneses. Don't do that. We got all that energy for them Joneses. I'm
now
leaving
you
them Joneses
know.
alone because they told me I got too much energy for them, so I'm leaving them out of this.
Yeah, Tyreek, you know we go hard on the Joneses. Don't do that, bro. Like
Don't
we
do that.
just
You know we go hard
we
on them Joneses.
Tariq love Micah, and I get it. I get you love Micah. We love Micah too.
I
He's an
love
all
Michael
pro. That's
too,
great.
but
But
I'm allowed to say
but
that.
right. It's just how we roll here. We just roll differently. We see things differently here. You know, this is our culture. We very
Hmm.
Dallas is very we're just very serious. We're not on that friendly BS. We just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not on that. We're very cool. We low key. Everybody's to themselves. We F with the people we know. We don't F with people we don't know. Like we just that's just how we roll here in Dallas. So Micah doing all that friendly
That's
stuff.
how we
That's why
roll.
he's really rubbing people the wrong way. Because it's like we don't do that. You know that person is the enemy. You're not gonna see like I said, my high school, we going over to Cedar Hill and take it. Like, no, even if your family is over there, dog, you go after the game when nobody
After the
sees
game,
you.
you don't be talking and kicking when everybody looking at you like, hold up, what you doing over there? No, you wait till that's over, dog. We ain't doing that. Yeah.
Like and we rep ourselves, we rep our city. Like, this is how we are. We're passionate people. So
Hmm.
And it may be
Yeah, it is.
toxic or whatever, but that's just our
It don't matter.
opinion.
I'm with the toxic. We rolling over here. I'm with the toxic. I'm all with toxic. So you know what? I ain't changing it, and that's what it is. So we'll see. But let's jump
Yeah.
in a little bit because guess what? The
Okay.
game's gonna be on very soon. You get what I'm saying? About
Yeah.
to start right now. So you know what I mean?
Right.
I got the my mental's
We
got to
got.
be in it. But
Yeah.
let's talk about some quick OTAs. They've been
Uh-huh.
going on, obviously. Give me your because I asked you a few things. So the
Hmm.
offense. Do
Yeah.
you think what we have right now, before any acquisitions or anything, are
Mhm.
we taking a step forward? Or are we taking a step back in this offense as it's constructed right now?
I think we will take a step forward. I think
And
we're going to
why?
take a step forward because I think you're going in the year two. And Mike spoke about it. He was like, last year we still trying to figure out what plays work, what plays don't work, what situations to call these plays, or so we're basically learning on the go. We was learning on the go last year. You know what I'm saying? So if we had the production that we did last year, I think we were still number one, number two offense, somewhere around there, in an offense where we're just trying to get acclimated. Then this season, when everybody's more comfortable, we have more time. Dak is doing throwing sessions. I think Jalen Tolbert says he does throwing sessions with Dak twice a week. Brandon Cooks twice a week. I think Jalen Brooks, CD is doing his throwing sessions. So that's why I think every Turpin too, because I heard like the first last week they were like Dak was going to Turpin a lot. The fact that he's going to Turpin a lot means that he's been working with Turpin as well. So I think that the wide receivers feel more comfortable. Not just in I know the plays, but also I feel more comfortable with Dak. And if I feel like there's something that I don't understand, I can say, "Hey, Dak, let's go over this because I really wasn't seeing it that way." All these guys are kind of they just feel more comfortable. And then on top of the running game, we didn't have much of a running game last year. I think this year it should be better, considering that you got Zeke, which Zeke is just a veteran. He just has a Zeke is here for that veteran presence leadership where we know Zeke is not scared and Zeke is still respected in the league. Regardless of what everybody thinks, he watched whatever, he's still respected. People still respect Ezekiel Elliott. And I think when you add the other guys like Rico, we know Rico is a very good back. His issue is he cannot stay on the field. So if we have this tandem committee, however they want to run it. I definitely think, and we got the younger guys big, like Hunter Lukey that we was high on last year. They said he was taking a lot of first team reps. You got who's it? I don't think Deuce. Deuce wasn't doing first team. They said it was just Hunter Lukey, Rico, and Zeke. So if those three are getting acclimated and we actually get somebody to help, because I think what we really need big is help coordinating the run game. Because I think we struggled last year when Jeff Blasco was out. We didn't really have a rhyme or reason to the run game. Then when he came back, I think because of the offensive line play and the scheme that we was trying to run, it's like we don't really, it just wasn't gelling. It wasn't gelling. Because to be honest, Mike Solari and Brian Schottenheimer, they run more of a power run scheme. They don't really run a zone like that. So uh we also didn't even have the backs to really we had two. Tony Pollard is not a power back. He's a, what would you call Tony Pollard? Not a scat
Feedback,
back, but
ski
feedback,
back,
right.
scat back.
Right.
I'm
So we had like him and Rico, and I don't really consider Rico a power back either. I consider him more of a speed or juice back. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like now
change
we
of pace
actually have
back.
change the pace back, right? So I think now we actually have the guys that can actually punish the defense because we didn't have any of those guys besides Hunter Lupke. But Hunter Lupke was so young and he did great in the Miami game until he fumbled that ball. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get him. He should be better because I think he's gonna be more comfortable. So I think ultimately, I think we should be better. Mel says RB room is trash. I guess, man. I feel like we're gonna see. I can see how you could say it's trash, but I don't think it's trash, and I think that a big part of it, offensive line and scheme. They did bring, I think his name is Steve Shimko from Boston College who they were a big running team last year. So I figured they brought him in to kind of help us coordinate and get some scheme going here. He said RB has gotten worse. I guess, I mean, I don't think Tony Pollard was that great last year. Now, he did get better towards the second half of the season. That's true. I will give you that. He did get better. But, I still don't think that I don't think our RB room was great last year. So I think this, you could say it's the same. I don't think it's gotten worse by any means. But that's just my opinion. But I do think the offense as a whole should be better because you're going into year two. Everybody should be more comfortable.
Well, I will say this. I'm not as confident as you are, Star. I definitely feel like because you had 2 years in it, it's going to be more, you know, normal as far as the pace of the offense, Dak knowing and understanding the offense. I think definitely that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm agree. I'm not. I don't feel good about the running back room. I don't feel good about Ezekiel Elliott. You know what? He is a power back, but that's what he is now. He showed some juice over there in New England. I can't say he didn't. He did show some juice. But I seen
Yep.
plenty of games over there while I watched where he wasn't effective. And if that line, which I do think I think our line is going to be our best asset
Mhm.
on offense this year. I don't have the concerns about the offensive line. I think it's going to be okay. But
Yep.
I feel like I like Rico, but once again, like you said, Star, you can't trust him because he's injured. And then if he
True.
gets injured and you don't go out and get another back, I'm sorry, I don't have the confidence that Ezekiel Elliott's moving the needle. I watched that 22 game, and yes, he was hurt, and maybe I was looking at that because 2022 in that playoff game against San Francisco when Tony Pollard got hurt, everybody was like, "Oh, damn, game over." You know what I'm saying? But we had
Yep.
Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody was like, "Game over" as soon as Tony Pollard got hurt. See what I mean? They was like, "Oh, game over." Nobody had the confidence in Ezekiel Elliott, and I don't feel like even though he's respected, he doesn't have put fear in the defenses like he used to early in
Mhm.
the year. He doesn't put that fear in the defenses. People aren't scared of Ezekiel Elliott no more. And I just feel like he don't have the juice. And I feel like our offense will become stagnant if we're relying on him being our guy. And Jerry loves Ezekiel Elliott. And I just feel like they'll try to start leaning on him because you shouldn't have let him go last year because you could have kept him and
Right.
Tony Pollard and it could have worked. How y'all did
Right.
it by bringing him back, I just feel like you needed to add. You could have added a back in the draft and
Right.
still kept an Ezekiel Elliott. You could have added one of them dynamic backs, and then you had an Ezekiel Elliott. Then I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm
Yep.
talking about. Now we got a dog, and now you got Ezekiel Elliott as the closer. I feel good. But when Ezekiel
Yep.
Elliott is I'm feeling like he could be the main guy. I don't feel good about that room. And if I go to the receivers, we
I
better
didn't even talk
never
about
hope
tight
CD.
end.
That's what I'm saying. We better never hope CD Lamb gets hurt. Because if he gets hurt and they don't upgrade, we in trouble. I don't care how Jalen Tolbert has got all this great confidence in that. We ain't seen it yet. And I like Tolbert, but we have one guy, CD Lamb. Brandon Cooks was okay. Not hating on him, but I'm not leaning on no Brandon Cooks if CD Lamb ain't around. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Yeah.
And I don't
I mean,
I
yeah.
go ahead,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I'll push back a little bit and say I don't know what team loses their number one wide receiver and they're not in trouble. Besides maybe the Bengals when they had the trio because they were the
Eagles,
best
Eagles,
trio.
Eagles.
Oh, because
If
of
if
the but
AJ Brown went down,
I don't think Devontae Smith is enough to carry the team. And they got Devontae Smith, John Ross. Like, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, I
but
think
they got a
every single
number two that's a dog. We don't.
they do have a number two that's a dog. So, but I still don't think. Oh, Texas. I feel like that's a good one because I think Nico Collins did go
Yeah,
off
he just
last year.
signed. Yeah, he just
Yeah,
signed
Nico.
in
So
that
Nico
tank.
Collins did go off,
And
but
they got
what
Diggs.
I'm saying is very few teams that like if our number one goes down that are
Right.
dynamic. Like if our number one goes down, we're gonna feel it. We're gonna feel it significantly, and it's gonna change our game plan significantly because these defensive coordinators they're game planning for these number one guys. These defensive coordinators, yeah, you got, they're not. even though Nico Collins did great, I don't think anybody is scared of Nico. And obviously, if the Texans thought Nico was enough to carry the torch, they wouldn't have paid all that money to and trade it for
Dig.
Diggs.
Hmm.
So it's like obviously you need more power, you need more superpower. Now I will say this. If Jake Ferguson, the thing with our roster is it's a lot of projection. And so that's the thing that can be scary for Cowboys fans because Jake Ferguson, what he did last year, great. I think he did great, and I think he met or exceeded expectations. We
Dog.
hope we straight dog. We hope he's going to take a next step to where he can be in the realm of Travis Kelce, Jason Kittle, Mark Andrews. If he takes that step, then I think you can coordinate and figure it out because think of the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs didn't have much of a passing game, but you still had Travis Kelce, who for some reason the guy's just uncoverable. Like everybody knows balls going straight to him. You can't cover him.
Hmm.
So we're hoping that if Jake Ferguson takes a step, we have CD. But if CD falters, our offense going to be great? No, like it's not going to be amazing. But I think that we could still make it through the season if CD would have to miss a few games to where it's not like we're just going to be losing like crazy. I mean, ultimately we won six. No, we didn't win six. How many games we went without Dak? I think it was four. Four and
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
4-1.
So I definitely think that this is a team, especially with Mike McCarthy, even historically, Mike McCarthy knows how to win when his players go down. Like he won a damn Super Bowl when I was sit there for it, but half of his damn team was on IR. Like Mike McCarthy knows how to manage injuries and knows how to win in spite of that. Now we pray to God, CD, knock on wood, CD does not face no injury where he's out the whole season because obviously if that happens, going in the playoffs with Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson, and
No, you
and
can't do
Jalen
that.
Tolbert, that's
You need to go get a
right.
player.
Right, you'd have to get a player. So I will be honest about that. I will be honest about that. And Tariq, I do agree. Say we need a breakaway speed running back.
We do.
I do agree. We do need some more juice in that room. We're hoping that these young guys can take a step. Y'all know how high I was on Deuce, but I don't know if Mike and them are actually going to use him. We'll see this year. You know what
That's
I'm
why I'm
saying?
not. That's why I'm
Are
not
y'all
high on
actually
Deuce.
using?
That's why I'm not high on Deuce Star because
Yeah,
y'all don't know how to use them. Y'all had
they
them
don't know
last
how
year,
to
and
use
y'all
him.
and y'all could have. That's why I look at other teams and I'm like, yeah, Deuce could be hyped on y'all team
Right.
because y'all know how to use them. We don't know how to use guys like that. We had a back. Oh my God! His name just slipped me. He was number 25. He was a little tiny little back, and everybody
Mm.
had all these great things from. Well, y'all know who I'm talking about. That little back number 25, and he kept getting hurt. And we always had these great plans for him, but he just kept getting hurt. Somebody tell me, and it was like it was when Garrett was here, and we had all these plans for him, but we never knew how to use him correctly, and that's the
Right.
problem. We get a little back, not to Shar Choice. It was um toward the 2019, 2018, 2017. He was, gosh, what is his name? Somebody gonna remember. Dunbar. Yep, Lance Dunbar.
Oh, Dunbar. Okay. I was trying to search. I can't find it. Okay, Lance Dunbar. Okay.
Yeah, Lance Dunbar. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna get back in here. All right, sorry about that. Lance Dunbar. So we
Hmm.
had Lance Dunbar, and I had yeah, Lance Dunbar, and they never used him the way they were supposed to. You can have a Deuce Vaughn, but you got to know how to use a guy
How to
like that.
use
And
him.
I just don't know how the Dallas Cowboys know how to do that. And that's my
Right.
problem. And this is another problem, Star. You can have all that power offensive line. That's all great. But guess what? If you get bogged down and you don't have a guy that can really stress that defense and really threaten them, they're going to stack that line and stop that power. Then what? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I feel
Yep.
like there still needs to be an upgrade in that running back room. You still need to be keeping an eye out on a receiver if you can, because people talking about the flower Noy. Man, I don't care. He
Florida.
played at a small school. I can't get hyped on him. I can't get hyped on
Uh,
a small school guy. I'm sorry, I just can't. So those are my two
I
concerns.
feel it.
I like the tight end room because of Jake Ferguson. Then we got Stevens coming back. Hopefully he can come back, and then you still got
Right.
Henderson. And I ain't saying nothing about Schoonmaker, but he it looked like he can be a good blocker. Maybe he turns up, but I don't think he's going to be nothing extraordinary. I think he's more like a Dalton Schultz to me. He feels like a
Yeah,
Dalton Schultz to me.
yeah,
You know what I
I
mean? I
know.
don't feel like,
Schoolmaker is probably gonna be on IR. To be honest, they're probably gonna stash him away because
yeah,
they're not gonna cut him because he's a second round pick. But he's missing another offseason. He's got another injury. I don't see. I don't. I don't see him making if Stevens and if Brevin Span project how we expect, I don't see them carrying Scoot. I see them stashing him away like they do to Josh Balls and stuff, like just sit on IR because we just know you not it, dog. And when you're I don't want to say he's not it, but you're missing a lot of significant time. The more you
what did
miss,
he?
the
What did
more you're
Schoonmaker show us
behind.
to get excited about him? Let's keep it real. He's Dalton Schultz. He's a poor man, Dalton Schultz.
That's seeming like that's about right, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? He's a good blocker, but you need more than that. Because the thing is, if you're gonna run the 12, 13, if you're gonna run 13, like he said, 12, 13 personnel, you need two dogs. You need two
Right.
dogs at tight end. You
Ferguson win
can't
the
have
fourth.
right, you need two dogs. You can't have a tight end that everybody knows like you're a jag because you're not, they're like this,
He's a
this
jag for sure.
right, this ninja ain't running no routes. You know what I'm saying? They
Ain't
ain't
nobody
worried
scared of
about
no
you.
Schoonmaker.
Right. We need threats. You need threats at all these positions. So, but I am really excited. I'm personally excited about tight end room if these guys come along. If they don't come, like, because what John Stevens showed us, Brevin Span Ford, like, I think these guys got a lot. But of course, it's all projection, because we don't know. They ain't taking us. They ain't taking no. Well, John Stevens has, but not in a real NFL game. These guys
Right.
ain't really taking no real NFL snaps. And when it's different. Like Jake Ferguson, he had to get his body right because he's like, there was some passes and stuff he dropped because he didn't have the body to absorb them hits. This is the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like people, especially when you go across that middle, that seam ball,
Mhm.
you taking a lot of hits, a lot of
Lot
hits.
of hits. A
So
lot of hits.
hopefully, these guys, do well and play well. But I'm like, ultimately, I'm not really that nervous or anything like that about the offense. I think the offense will be okay. I know we got two rookie offensive lines, but I think BB is probably one of the most NFL ready offensive linemen that came out of the draft. Guyton, of course, he had his work, but what I like about these young guys is like they're putting in the work. At least, we got to see how they're gonna perform on the field, but we know they're doing all they can. Training would do to be the best that they possibly can.
Yeah.
So, that's all we can hope for. Like you put in the work. They said Austin was also training. Our whole offensive line is training with Duke. Duke is
Yeah.
basically our de facto
Yeah,
offensive
yeah.
line coach.
He might as well just say he's
Basically,
he's he's like our guy,
yeah,
like
he's pretty
our
much our
guy, like
coach.
a guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So hopefully, we'll see how things, turn out. But all of this is projection, of course. Like a lot of these guys are unproven. The whole roster, majority of this roster is unproven.
yeah,
Like that's why it's
and
called betting on the red shirts.
yeah. Well, I'm not as confident as you in this offense. I say step back instead of step forward. I think this offense is just going to take a step back, not a major step back, not like they just fall off the tire map, but I just feel like I like how this offensive line. I think it'll be gelling toward the middle, toward the end of the year, and you'll
It's
really start seeing it really
yeah.
turning up. But I just got a lot of questions on that running back room. I got questions in the receiver room, and after Jake Ferguson, I got questions with the tight end. So I feel like the offense is taking a step back. Just my opinion on that one. So
Okay, so you feel like we had more questions than
yeah,
last. You feel like we had
yeah,
more questions than last year.
yes,
in in
definitely.
in all of the positions because we didn't really lose. We in the running back room, I understand, but in the tight end room, like we haven't lost nobody. In the wide receiver room, we didn't lose anybody. We added. Like this is the same roster that we rolled out with last year,
We
and we
did
feel
lose.
confident
I
about
know Michael Gallup wasn't the guy, but he was still there, and we did lose him. And we still haven't
it.
seen Tolbert. Tolbert is still an unknown. Yes, he can have confidence, and yes, he can do this, but he's still an unknown. He showed
Mhm.
okay his second year, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
ooh, Tolbert was crazy, and we can't wait to
Right,
year
right.
three.
I get that.
That
I
that's
get.
not
I
that
get
wasn't
that.
that. And then Jalen Brooks, we liked what we saw, but it was very small extras of what we saw. So for me to say, "Oh yeah, Jalen Brooks," no, I can't do that. And then, as I said, I don't have the confidence in Flower Noy like maybe some
I
other
know it.
people. Yeah,
Yeah,
he may have all the measurables, but I've seen 10, 20 million players come in with measurables and don't do a damn thing in the NFL.
that's true.
You get what I'm saying?
That is true.
So that
That
doesn't
is
get
true. You got a
that
point
doesn't
there.
get
You got a
me
point there.
that doesn't get me hyped up.
Confident.
I seen
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks and I liked him, but he was
Hmm.
average. He was okay. So
That's
that's
true.
why
I will
you get
say
what I'm
that.
saying.
Last year we was very high on Brandon Cooks. After the season and playoff game, we're like, ah. So it's
Eh,
like Brandon Cooks, and you're
eh,
saying like I'm not just a leader, I'm a playmaker. Okay, we're gonna see because we didn't really
eh,
like we didn't
he
really
was
like what we
okay.
saw from you. We
He was
thought we were
okay.
gonna be more dynamic, and I just don't think that anybody was scared of you last year. You know what I'm saying? But we will see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm more of a I see the glass half full instead of half empty.
And I
So
love you for
I'm
that.
like, you're right. So I'm like, I think it'll be okay. But I mean, obviously, we'll have to see, in season. Like, I don't know. We probably should try to, I don't know the other wide receivers that we could add. I would say kind of wait on that. And oh, Matt said we needed him to. Yeah, that's the
He
be the
ain't like
problem, Matt.
he not. That's the problem. See, we
Y'all
got
getting
Cooks when he
everybody
was
too late.
3 years ago or a couple years ago when we wanted him. We ain't want to pay that money. So they're like,
We didn't
nah,
want
we
to
just
say
don't wait. You get what I'm saying? So it's like we get these guys when we you could have had them at just
they're
like
at the
Gilmore,
end.
just like I
Right.
love Gilmore,
I
but we
love
could have had
Gilmore.
Gilmore. We could have had Gilmore a couple years ago too if you really
Right.
wanted to go out there and get
Gilmore
him.
at 28, Gilmore at 29. You got 33-year-old Gilmore. It's like, could
That's
you
a
be for
different
real?
Gilmore. That's a
Yes,
different
exactly.
Gilmore.
And it
We
don't
wait
mean Gilmore's
just
a
like Gerald
jag. He's not a
McCoy.
jag.
Gerald McCoy
Right.
was nice, but we got Gerald McCoy, the old Gerald McCoy, and what happened? Blew out his leg. You get what I'm saying? We didn't get the
Exactly.
younger Gerald McCoy. We get the
We did
older
right.
version.
Right. We didn't get defensive player of the year Gilly. We got 33-year-old Gilly, who's
You
still
feel me?
good. I'm
He's
not
still
saying he's not
good,
good, but he's
but
clearly lost his step. I think the same thing with Brandon Cooks. Like they've lost a step. They've
they
lost a
lost
step.
the step. They have,
They're not who they
and that's
used to
just the
be.
truth.
That's just
They're not
that's
right.
how it is.
So that's
So
that's why I
yeah,
don't invoke the confidence. So let's
yeah.
switch over to the defensive side. Step
Hmm.
forward, step back.
Defense, I don't know, to be quite honest. Now I would say step forward, but when you look at the defensive tackle position, it's like you've got to get that room resolved. Osa has an injury now. He's not practicing. Mozzie, he's rehabbing. He's not practicing. So your defensive tackles are who?
Carl
Justin
Davis
Rogers,
and Justin
Carl
Rogers.
Davis, Denzel Jackson. Like that's not gonna work. So I'm hoping, there's some rumors, the Seahawks are gonna release Jared Reed, or well, there's some guys out here that I'm like, hopefully after these cuts, we get them. I think we should get a couple of defensive tackles to be honest,
You
because
feel me?
our guys are hurt. They're hurt. So I'm like, we can't really rely on guys that are hurt, guys that are only he's rehabbing. Now we'll say linebacker room better, defensive tackle room not better, worse. Cornerback room, it depends on Diggs.
Right.
It depends on how Diggs comes back from the injury. Because if Diggs comes back and we like, did he really tear his ACL last year? Oh, we're
Yeah.
cooking. We're cooking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if Diggs is kind of gimpy, then we gotta wait till Kalen kind of gets a little bit more acclimated and stuff. Then it's like, oh, I don't
Let
know.
me
I
and let
don't
me ask you
know.
something, Star. Let me ask you something, Star, because I talked about this with a couple people, Boss Cowboys, and my dog Mike White. Do you
Yep.
think Deron Bland, would you keep
Hmm.
him on the outside or would you move him to the slot? Where do you think he's better at?
Now, DeRon Bland for sure, I don't think is really question. And I know he got all pro outside, but we do
Talk,
know
tell the truth.
we do know his all pro came mostly because of his dynamic hands and those statistics. So Bland is better on the inside. Here's why.
Facts.
You can tell on the outside, Bland is a little bit shorter and he's a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why those big, like the DK Metcalf, even Devontae Smith got him. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
wide receiver too. but he struggles with that long speed and he's a little bit shorter. You see, Diggs is great on that side because Diggs is tall and Diggs is he's fast,
Got
so
long arms
he
too.
can, yeah, he's tall, long wingspan, fast. But when you got Bland's average, he's like 6 foot, a little bit, like I said, he's slower. You know what I'm saying? He can't keep up with that high end speed. And he's a little bit smaller too in frame. So those big X wide receivers like the DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, it's a nightmare for him. And
Bad
honestly,
business.
route runners kind of got him too last year because y'all remember how JSN tore his tail up in that Seahawks game. Bland struggled bad that game. I do think Bland's true spot though, he's better in the slot because he's had those quick shifty hips. He can move laterally and stuff like that. He's way better. He's way better in the slot. Now, I think they're like, but here's the thing: they did say Kalen Carson is only taking outside snaps.
I'm cool with that.
So I said, well, maybe Zimmer is saying, if when I only have two cornerbacks on the field, obviously we're going to have Bland playing outside. But when we are in our big nickel,
Woo! Luka got 20 in the first quarter, Star.
I know. Look, I got. Yes, I got it up right here.
Okay, so how come you ain't talking to me? Because I don't got the damn game though. What's going on?
I don't got it up, but I just got the thing. It's 30-18 right now.
30-18. Who?
Yeah. Us.
Who?
We got 30.
Let's go!
See, Trey said Luka with 20 in the first.
Yeah, Luka said F y'all. Yeah, Luka said we ain't coming back home. We ain't coming. No, we ain't trying to go back home.
And you better send them shoes to Micah in the mail because you won't be doing
Send them in the mail. Send them in the mail. Send them in the mail. Let's go.
Send them right in the mail. But yeah, I think Blaine is definitely better in the spot. So maybe Zim is saying, hey, when we go to our nickel packages, we're gonna put Bland back in the slot and we're gonna let Kalen play on the outside. I like that. I think that's good.
I'm with that.
I would like to get Kalen some burn. I love Jay Lou, but I feel like Jay Lou, we just pretty much re-signed you for depth. I think our trio, Bland, Kalen Carson, Diggs. So that makes me really excited, especially if Diggs like he comes back, that trio has me excited. That's like young lockdown corners. This would be great.
I'm feeling you because really, let's think about it. It hurt my soul that Diggs went down, right? Because it was beautiful with Gilmore, Diggs, Bland.
That was what
me. That was the lineup.
That was
Gilmore, Diggs, Bland.
Yep.
Then you can sprinkle in a J. Lou. I'm feeling good about that. But just as you said, the more I watched Bland and people and see, I'm not hating on nobody, but people really got to watch the game, Star, right? If if you really watched it, he struggled on that outside. Yes, he was a playmaker. Yes, he got them interceptions. Yes, he did that. But if you really watch that all 22, just everything that you talked about, them big, tall receivers gave him problems. Quick twitch athletes gave him problems. Strong route runners gave him problems. It just seems like his reaction, he was more reactive. He could really lock it down in that slot. Like he could be the guy in the slot. Like he can be the guy. And I feel like that's his best position. And I hope Carson can take that next step and push him back in. Because that's not a diss to you that you're sliding in the slot. That ain't no diss at all. That ain't no diss at all. Because most teams are 3 wide receiver sets coming off the get. When they come on to the line of scrimmage, just 3 receiver sets. So it's not like you're the slot guy back in the day in the 80s where it's 2 receivers. You just come in on third down. No, this is the lineups right now. So I just feel like he's better in the slot. I agree with you like that. And that's why I asked you that question because I asked my peoples, where do you think he's better? And everybody's came to me and said slot. And I you know what I mean?
It's slot for sure. So
let me ask you about this, because we know about the
Okay.
defensive tackles. We know the lacking up. We know we're hoping for the June 1st cuts and see if they can grab
Yeah.
somebody. But we know it's lacking a
Yeah.
defensive tackle. We I feel good about the corner, but I agree with you. It depends on Diggs. We got to really see
Right.
what he's like. But I want to ask you about two other positions.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive end. How do you
Yep.
feel?
Now, defensive end. Now, I feel real good about this because for some reason, now Marshawn Nealon, I think Marshawn Nealon is going to be it. And I think if Sam Williams F's up, he's stepping right on in. Now, what Sam Williams is, Sam Williams is excited to play for Zimmer. That means Zimmer has pitched. This is how we're going to use you. This is my plan. And Sam Williams is locked in. He's like he's ready to go. So if Sam Williams actually, how we saw him last year, and a few times that he got is on the field more, and he has more opportunities. Sam Williams to me is he can wreck a game because
Yeah,
this guy. I mean,
he's a dog. We know he got the talent.
he's
He's
also he's a
upstairs.
freak athlete, just like Mike. And he's not. He's not. I'm not saying he's Micah, but he's a
But
freak
he
athlete.
has that.
So
He has that.
right, he
You
has
know,
it. It's undeniable. The only thing with Sam is up here, up here.
upstairs.
Like
He's
you get
upstairs.
it up, you can get up there. But Sam Williams, if he comes along, I'm excited. Then you got Marshawn Nealon, which Mike McCarthy said he's bigger than we thought. Like this guy's huge. So then you add Marshawn Nealon. Then you still got Vet D-Law. Then another guy that people keep bringing up is Junior Fihoko. Now remember, we didn't see Junior at all. Junior was redshirted last year. But they say Junior's got bigger. And remember, we brought Junior because he was also a menace. Even though he's played in a small school, just like Nealon, he was also a menace, violent, and had a crazy motor in wherever he in the mountain region, where the hell he was, I don't remember. But
San Jose
so
State.
I San Jose State. So I also think, and he fits Zimmer's system perfectly. He fits it perfect, especially for that defensive end. So I'm excited about the defensive ends because I think the defensive ends, and then you have Micah who comes in and out of that position. So I think when it comes to pass rush, we should be set, but as we said, we need that guy that can collapse the pocket. We need that guy. So we got to get a defensive tackle because that kind of makes everybody's lives more easier. But the defensive ends, I'm good with it. I don't think we need to like bring nobody in or nothing like that. I think we should be good with the guys that we got. You know, if they want to add somebody in just for depth or whatever, let's do it. But we doing great. 35-19. End of the quarter. Woo! Let's smoke these guys and let's smoke these guys and get the hell out of here. Woo! Come on.
I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't trying to come back home and deal with y'all fools. I heard what Ann said. Nah, I'm gonna beat y'all at the house, dude. I'm gonna
Yeah,
beat y'all.
let's keep it up. Keep it up. That's the thing. We gotta keep up the momentum.
In this tonight. In this tonight. Dallas Cowboys, watch from afar and learn. Watch from afar and learn.
This is how you close out a game.
This is how you close out game.
All right, but that's how I feel about defensive. We'll talk about the safeties real fast before we get out
here. Talk about the safeties real quick. Talk about the safeties and throw my guy in there. Throw my guy in there, Star.
Julius Wood. Now shout out to Aisha Morrison. Shout out to Queen Aisha Morrison because Aisha Morrison put out by name. She said Julius Wood is a monster. She said he's a monster. And then he's a monster. And then we see today he's getting picked. So it's like I think Julius Wood gonna make this roster. He's feeling very. Remember last year how Wanye, we was just like, yeah, he's gonna make the roster. That's how I feel about Julius Wood. But that puts a question mark. We got too many damn safeties. What are we gonna do with all these damn safeties we got? That's the $100 question. Are we gonna trade some of them? Like, what are we gonna do? Because it's safety room is stacked. You got about 8 safeties. You can't carry all these guys. Zimmer only runs 2 safety systems.
Hey, I'm cool. I'm cool with stashing Julius. The way you stashed Wanye his first year, the whole year, and then you saw him come on the scene last year. I'm cool with that with Julius. Just keep him on the squad. Let him learn. Let him be on scout team. All that good stuff,
Yep.
and let him come crazy next year if you want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you need to
Yep.
keep him on there. He's a tone setter,
Yep.
just like Aisha said. I've been told everybody he's a
Exactly.
tone setter. He's coming.
Tone setter.
He don't come. He played like Donovan Wilson. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Dono, they really the same type of players to me. Dono's undersized. Julius is a little undersized. If you're looking at the strong safety, the way he plays and comes downhill, but he ain't
Yep.
afraid of contact. Still got to work in the secondary as far as the coverage things. I definitely get it. But this is the type of kid that you want. If you're talking about playing a physical brand of football, then Julius
Football.
is in your squad.
Yep.
Put Izzy at corner.
Put. We gotta get Izzy on the field. That's all I'm saying.
Field.
Izzy is a
Izzy
dog.
Izzy is playing.
Period.
Don't play J. Lou if Izzy's playing better than him because that's 6'3",
Absolutely.
6'4" in the slot.
In the slot. Runs a 4-4, 4-3. Like Izzy is. I don't know how Izzy, whoever he pissed off. I don't know who the hell he pissed off, but he needs to be on the field this year because anytime you call up a young man the week before playoffs and you say, "Hey, you're the guy." We wasn't training you to be the guy for playoffs, but obviously this guy that we got, he ain't gonna work. You're the guy, and you showed up like that. That is a certified dog that you need on your team. And if he hasn't had his time to get any meaningful snaps because he was in the doghouse and been somewhere. But Law said that coach is gone. So hopefully, Bill sees what Izzy brings, and we find a place for him, a meaningful place for him in the lineup because his whole persona is what you need on a team to really ignite them. Because he's a dog. He a dog. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of guy that you need on your team. So hopefully, ooh, Reaper, wow, we are smoking these boys. 42-1. They getting smoked.
So before we get off here, Star, because I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I
We
need to
gotta
watch.
go. We gotta go. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But just give me one player that you're looking at that for the OT for training camp. Give me one player that you have your eyes on that you want to look at camp. One player.
First thing came to my mind was Revan Spanford. I'll say that. Revan Spanford. I really looking because I'm like, if this guy, he's 6'8", if he can, and we know he's got the traits. I know there's some things he's got to work on, but we know he's got the traits. If he comes along, I mean, I can only imagine. Like we really can be set up to play bully ball. We really can't. We really are set up, but it's really how these guys are coached and schemed up. So I'm hoping that these coaches really coach them up and really get a scheme so that we can get it, so we can get it going. Carson is a good one, Swerve. I think Carson's another guy to look out for too. Walking seatbelt, that's what we call him. Walking seatbelt.
Carson. But for me, I'm gonna keep it real. My person is Marshawn Nealon.
Yeah.
I'm excited about him. I think he's gonna make some waves this year. Obviously, we know D Law is entrenched, but man, when I keep watching his tape, that
Oh,
dude's
Needham, yeah.
on fire. He is strong at the point of attack. He can attack you many different ways, standing up or the hand in the dirt. I think that was a great pick. I was like, who? But then when I went to watching, I said, okay, I like him because I like somebody who stays on 1,000 every play. He's
Every
on
play.
every
Every
play.
play.
Them are the players that I love and like, and them is the players that make a difference on your team. And that's who
Yep.
I'm the person I'm looking at for this
Mm-hmm.
training camp and in the preseason. So we getting ready to get
All
off of
right.
here. Give a quick plug, Star. You know how to do your quick plug.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on X at the Stargazer, and Gazer is a 3 instead of an E, 2 R's at the end. Find me on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm really trying to grow it. Stargazer Sports. On Instagram, Stargazer_sports. And yeah, you can donate here to my Cash App, which is $Stargazer Sports. And shout out to my guy Eastside because he donated to my channel. So even though you a hating cowboy, I appreciate you for donating.
Appreciate that too, because he will donate even on here, and he be hating like a mofo. But I don't trip on you, East.
He's a supporter. Exactly. He supports us. So.
Because you just was running your mouth too much. But you know what? I did that yet last week. I went in there and found your name and unblocked you because I'm like, East, I ain't tripping on you, dog. My bad. I'm cool.
Yep.
But you know what? Shout out to you, Star. This is the keep trying to tell y'all. If y'all don't know nothing about no Stargazer, that's your damn fault. Y'all tripping in these streets because this is what I really love about you, Star. Before we get off here, I love how you don't break down. I've seen them tweets when Aisha was like, "Okay, Star, we getting." You was like, all right, I hear you, but I'm saying what I'm gonna say. That's what I feel. And see, when TP jumped in there, most people would back down, like, "Oh yeah, you right." You was like, "Okay, I feel you, TP, but guess what? I know that's your bro. I feel him, but stay away." Okay, I'm
Period.
stay away. I feel you, but stay away. She stands on it. She stands on it.
Yep.
I love her. She ain't running from nobody. She don't care who you are. And that's why we got a great connection, because you know that's how I am. I don't care who the hell you are. And Star
Exactly.
and I really love it. And she's the next comer. Please support her. If y'all not a follower, if you're not a subscriber, and you're watching this channel right now, take your ass over on her damn channel and hit that damn subscribe button right now. Okay? My homegirl. But now it's time to watch the rest of this game. So we
Yes, it is.
the final. Let's go, Star.
Exactly.
Let's
go.
I'm hitting in stream. They ain't talking off scene. I'm hitting in stream, and then talk back and forth on Twitter. And when we get it today, we gonna be coming on Twitter, Star.
If we still blowing them out, by the third, fourth quarter, I'm gonna start taking shots. Y'all catch me on Twitter. All right.
Hey, we love all y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go get this dub. Time for the finals. It's time for a chip. Mavs, let's go. Peace.